This is a story of my journey from fear to love. I love the quote, "Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end." It's January 2012. I remember sitting in a small room waiting for the surgeon to arrive. My son had just had major surgery and it's taken much longer than expected. My stomach felt really tense as the surgeon sat in the chair opposite us. He was looking down at the floor as he started to speak. "It's not good news," he said. "We think he has a week left to live." After that, my mind just switched off and I felt my wife's head on my shoulder and just heard her tears. Was it all a bad dream? June 2017. My feet feel heavy as I'm nervously walking towards the divorce court. 12 years has come to an end and it's time to let her go. I know I did my best, but somehow we lost each other, both stuck in our own pain. As I stand outside the court in a small, smelly room, waiting for the hearing, my thoughts suddenly drift off again. May 1988. I'm in the hallway after school, surrounded by 3 bigger guys. They're laughing at me and pushing me around. I know what's coming and I can feel my heartbeat is increasing and my stomach feels really tense. I wish I could be anywhere else but here. But there's no way out. I'm surrounded. I feel the kick in my chest as I fall to the floor and I struggle to breathe. A few more punches and I hear their voices walking away. I get up embarrassed and in pain, but I pretend I'm okay. I remember what I learned: never show weakness. August 1998. This reminds me of something I've experienced before. I'm in a harbor, surrounded by 3 big guys with tattoo down their arms and neck. I don't see the guy that circled me and suddenly I feel the punch on my ear and I drop to the floor. I slowly get up and say, "Are we done?" I get kicked in the stomach and fly back. Slowly get up and I ask, "Are we done?" And after another round, I show no emotion. I know that's how I survive. I know this game. June 2017. I hear a voice and snap out of my thoughts. It's a court lady and she says the hearing is cancelled. As I get on the London Underground, I close my eyes and drift off again. March 2014. This is where it started. He's an optimistic, energetic Italian scientist and he's my only real hope at this stage. I tell him the story of my son and that only the treatment he's researching can save my boy. He tells me that we need to raise millions to do the research. He looks at me in disbelief as I said, "Okay, I'll get it. Whatever it takes to save my boy." June 2017. I finally get home from the court. I'm looking out the window and despite everything I've achieved, I feel empty. My son is still here 5 years later and we managed to raise around $10 million. I have many friends and I had a business with 50 staff that I built from scratch. So why do I feel so empty? I know the answer, but I'm afraid to admit it because I'm a man. I'm strong and I don't need anyone. I've survived violent confrontation, built a business from nothing, saved my boy when he was given no chance. I'm helping to innovate medical science and I've fought and won legal battles against the national healthcare system. I know I'm strong, but I feel alone, disconnected from others. Suddenly I realized that I made myself alone because I learned to only count on myself and to never show vulnerability. I Google vulnerability and find Brené Brown's TED Talk and suddenly I realize I lived my entire life in fear, in survival mode. While surviving is essential and served me at a time in my life, it's not really living. But somehow being vulnerable and depending on others feels scarier than a fist fight, scarier than death. So I know what I have to do. I have to let my protected angel go, as he's no longer needed. And he is holding me back from actually living. I sign up for a course over the summer and jump on a plane to San Francisco. All these hippies are scary. They are so relaxed with touch. It makes me uncomfortable. They share things and cry that makes my stomach cringe because I'm terrified of having to do the same. I want everyone to see how strong and manly I am. It's circle time. Oh, I hate these. And this time we have to share vulnerability with the group. I'm praying that someone will burst through the door and shoot me. It is America after all. But to my despair, nothing happens. As it becomes my turn, I'm still alive. Fuck. I can feel I'm shaking. I tell the group about my son and the long dark nights. I would stand and cry in the living room, scared to my core that he would not be alive the next day. I never used to let anyone see me cry, as they had to think I had it all together. But I was scared, so scared. I finally break down and cry in front of the group. I cry like a baby. They all look at me with love and compassion. They even seem more connected to me, and I feel more connected to them. Something has happened that I've never experienced before. I don't even know these people, and yet they know me better than my ex-wife, my family, or my childhood friends. I feel I can finally be me, strong and vulnerable. I get a friend of mine who is a masseuse to give me a gentle massage on my stomach and my chest, as I know how much I dislike touch there. I don't know why, but I can feel my body being really tense and resisting. I close my eyes and just slowly let go. As I let the tension go, I can feel a little hurt and violated child inside me cry, and I just let it. I'm in hippie land now, so why not? And something extraordinary happens. I'm enjoying the touch. Yes, I really like it. It no longer feels irritating. As I leave the course, I realize touch is one of my love languages, and I can't get enough of it. Who knew that summer would change my life? My friendships, my relationship, everything has changed since I came home. I found a mystic formula to intimacy and love towards myself and others. And it's not complicated, it just takes courage. Like a plant needs soil, water and sun to grow, love requires safety, vulnerability and acceptance. I found the force, and I hope the force will be with you too.